Everything I need for the next 3 days I have in my backpack. It's really uncomfortable outside now. Wet and nasty conditions. It's also not super warm outside. It starts snowing again. Knee deep in the snow. I still have 200 altitude meters to make to my theoretical plan spot. I will not be able to reach this one. I did not expect so much snow, so that's what it is. I gotta adjust. I'll stop here. Also, it's getting more windy. This will be the place for the night. I honestly did not expect that I had to push down that much snow today. Today it's time. First I will build the outer tent and then the inner tent. Let's see how that works out for me. That was definitely way harder than I expected. I should have practiced a little bit more, but the outer shell is almost done. And now I put in the inner tent. I already clipped it in on the first point and then the second point, and that's how it stays dry even though it's raining outside or snowing outside. I'm inside now. I'm really happy. It was too windy. It was just I had some troubles with the tent, so now it's standing. It's not perfect. I gotta tighten it a little bit more later, but for now it's good. I made it. I'm sitting on my mattress now. I pumped it up so my butt is dry and warm. I'm happy that I have all my stuff inside now. There was actually a little bit stressful with the snow and wind and my disability to build the tent with the outer tent first. I should have practiced that a little bit more, but yeah. After all, it was a really good decision that I didn't pursue to go even further, because yeah, I was already fighting down here, so further up it would not have been any better. It would have been just worse. It's really uncomfortable outside now. I'm gonna crawl into my sleeping bag and warm up a little bit because I got a little bit cold now. I'm gonna warm up. Put on my clothes because I want to go outside to tighten the tent a little bit, and also I need to pee. Also, the wind is not really a problem. I'm quite good protected here. The only problem is that it's uncomfortable because it's kind of like this wet snow that is just very annoying, you know. It sticks to the tent, it sticks to the clothes. You are more or less confined to inside the tent. So I was still pretty lucky with the spot. I mean, it's pretty cool there with the mountain in the background. The area is very nice. I didn't plan to be here, but I'm still very happy. It's quite cool. In these conditions, you need to keep your stuff dry. That's the most important thing. Also for the walking up, I go a little bit slower. I want to avoid all kind of moisture also that comes from the inside. I don't want to start sweating too much. That's it. I will go back inside. It's just too uncomfortable. I want to try to bring as little moisture inside as possible, which is not possible, of course, to be 100%, but I can try to leave the most water outside. It's getting darker and it's also getting colder. It has now around 0 degree Celsius, that is. And yeah, I will start cooking now. No! Luckily I have enough water. More than enough. Added like 5 centimeters or something. That's pretty surprising. I did not expect that, to be honest. I clean the sides so that here there is the opening, because I don't want that to be clogged up because of condensation. Now there is still some ventilation going on, which means less condensation. I love the little spot that I found. This will be the last time I'm out. I will not come out again. I will come out in the morning again. But I still want to enjoy a little bit the location, because it's really cool. And that's how I organize my stuff. I mean, at least in this tent, it's always different from tent to tent, and everybody does a little bit different. But I have my shoes today here. I have the gaiters inside the shoes. I have some water here. I have my backpack. Then I always have 2 of those bags. In this one there's my spare clothes. In this one there's food and trash bag and stuff. That's all in this one. And I have some other GoPro stuff here. Lights and my cap. I'm not super organized, but yeah, it does the job. There's my rain jacket. This is still a little wet, so I keep it, or actually I should keep it further away from the sleeping bag. And that's pretty much it. It's always cozy then, once you're organized, once everything is done, once the tent is pitched and tightened, and you're ready for the night. The mosquito net I will leave open. I don't need that up here, obviously. Cozy. Before I go to bed, most of the time, at least these days, I play a little game. It's like a little strategy game. It's called Polytopia. It's a little bit like chess, just better and more interesting. And I play one of those games usually to just chill. I just enjoy it. I do it also when I'm at home. It takes me around 15 minutes or something, or 20 minutes, or 10 minutes, or whatever, how long I like. And then I lay down and I listen to the sounds. I don't know if you can hear that right now, but there's still the snow on the tent. This is just very nice, and there's also the wind, and sometimes you hear birds, you hear rocks falling, all kinds of things. And that's why I also never I never listen to podcasts or never listen to music. I always like to hear what's going on in my surroundings. I feel much more safe this way, and also it's much more enjoyable for me. I'm not really interested in listening to some business podcast while I'm here in the tent. It doesn't work for me. So I just listen to the sounds, and then usually I fall asleep after that. And that's pretty much it for today. So have a good night. I see you tomorrow. My mattress is a little cold. The R value is 5.8, which is something like minus 20 degrees, so should be enough. But still, I'm not cold, but I can feel that it doesn't insulate like perfectly, which is weird. I'm gonna pump in as much as I can, so I'm the furthest away from the ground, and so I'm better insulated. Means less comfortable, but better insulated. So it's almost 7 o'clock already. Minus 1 degree outside. It does not rain, it does not snow at the moment. I hear the wind, but let's have a look. I didn't look outside yet. Let's see. It's quite uncomfortable out here. I warmed up the gas cartridge in the sleeping bag and now I will start my coffee. For this kind of tours I always have a bivy bag for a backup. Whenever there is some water leaking or something, with this I can keep my sleeping bag dry and make sure I can survive. So when it's colder I always have one of those. The birds are chirping for me. There in the tree there are some birds and that feels really nice in a surrounding like this to hear the birds chirp. That's good. Maybe I can even let it dry a little bit with the wind, and then that would be perfect. There's less fog. We can see also our surroundings a little bit better, the mountains and the area that I am in it. So this part was really good, protected me from the wind. My initial plan was to go up there and then to the left and then find my first camp spot. From there go on further in this direction, which did not turn out. It was too much snow, so I'm further down. I'm on 1,800 meters of altitude more or less. And I decided this is my cut. I will not go further up. My idea is to go further down and then to cross into this direction that I wanted to go, and from there try to go up again. That's the idea, but I gotta look how the snow feels and how the conditions are. Bye, thank you. All in all, after the first shock that I definitely had, because there was so much snow, but after that, after I digested that and I calmed down my nerves, I could enjoy it. And especially now today, it's good. The conditions are a little bit better. It's not so wet anymore. That is very good. Yesterday was like quite wet and nasty and cold. Some of you might think, why does he do these things, no? Yesterday there were situations that were not enjoyable for sure, but today and in total, definitely enjoyable experience so far. And why do I do this kind of things? Those experiences when you're in like a environment like this that is kind of not human friendly and you're sleeping there in your tent and you're totally isolated. It puts you in a state of mind that is totally in the present. And I love this state of mind. I love this feeling. You are not thinking about the past. You're not much thinking about the future either. You don't think about how do I get out of the tent tomorrow. No, you just think about right now, and it puts you into the present. And that is a really good feeling for me. I like that. The harder the conditions, the more you have this feeling. Of course, to go in the sunshine and when it's warmer is much more enjoyable in general, but it's a different thing. As you can see, I had to descend quite a bit down. There's no snow here and it's also raining. So I had to circumvent the whole mountain more or less. And from here on, it goes up again. It will take me around 3 to 4 hours, depending on how much snow there is. Yeah, that's what it is. It's raining. I'm happy that I have my umbrella, and let's go. So it's getting more uncomfortable, the weather. It started snowing again. Also the snow is quite deep now, it's like 30 to 40 centimeters. But there's a good thing, and the good thing is that there were 2 people already ahead of me. And they made a track for me. That makes it way easier to just walk in the tracks. I don't have to look around because it's quite hard to see the track, even impossible almost to see the track. That makes it way easier. I just follow those footsteps. So it's quite difficult to walk up here. It's like loose big rocks everywhere with little holes and caves. So it's quite tricky. I found this little cave where I use for protection to change my clothes because my base layer is totally wet and I want to change it because I'm actually close to where I want to go. I can see it from here more or less. It's there. Over there there's a flat part where I hope that I will find something suitable. I saw this cave and I said, okay, I use this for changing. I forgot my seating pad. That would have been useful now. You have to quite work to get through the snow here. But around this area I want to put my tent because it seems nice and at least from one side good wind protected. Around here I will prepare to put my tent. Gonna move too fast or I start sweating again. So rule of thumb in the snow, always make it bigger than you think you need, because also the guy lines need a lot of space. Wow, the place is really nice. It's like a huge bowl of rocks and mountains and snow. And I'm right there in the middle of it. It's pretty cool. Pitch in quiet conditions. Much more fun than yesterday with this crazy snow going on. Still a little bit wet everything, but still it's way easier to pitch the tent. Make it bigger than you expected that you need it, and still I made it too small. It's kind of fun. I always enjoyed playing in the snow. Pitched. It's also not super warm outside with the wind also, so I gotta come inside and warm up a little bit. Also I'm hungry. I closed it now because the wind blows in this direction and also it started to snow. You can hear it a little bit. But that's fine. I'm perfectly set up here. Super content. Great. Tea is waiting for me. I already almost finished the chocolate, so I'm good. Yeah, I can feel, especially the second day, the climb up here was tense. So I'm a little tired now. I'm gonna rest, take a nap, I guess. Pitching the tent, of course, it's much easier when you have dry conditions. Yesterday, for example, there was rain and snow. Today was totally different. First I found this little cave where I could change my clothes and I was already warm. And then on top of it all, I had dry conditions to pitch my tent, which made it much easier, much more comfortable. So that always makes obviously a very big difference. I guess it will cool down to -1, but all in all, not dramatically cold. It's just getting uncomfortable when it's also wet, like it was yesterday. But today I'm all dry, so it's good. Tighten the guy lines the last time before I go to bed. Sometimes I wish it would be a little bit higher, but yeah, therefore it's good in the wind. I ate, I went to the toilet, I tightened all the guy lines. It was a wonderful day, and I see you tomorrow. It did cool down quite a bit, so -3 degrees. That's quite cold. I would say let's have a look outside. What a beautiful place. The pigs are already in the sun. I slept really good. It was totally quiet, no wind. It was quite cold. I assume it was because it's like the deepest point here, and the cold sometimes creeps down to the lowest point, and I guess it was here, somewhere around here. The tent poles, they froze because yesterday it was so wet and today it was below freezing, so these parts, the connectors, are frozen. Thank you. The way back will be interesting. There you see the footprints where I came, and now the top layer is frozen. So sometimes you can walk on top and then you make like a step and then you sink in. So that will be interesting. The first day was quite hard with all the wet snow. The second day was much better already. And now the third day, I mean, the sun is shining and it's just, I couldn't think of a better ending. I hope you enjoyed it too, and I see you next time.